Jai Hind everyone, my name is Dr. Ayushi Prakash and today I would be discussing a brief about the database system structure, that is also an introduction unit, unit 1 in the database. So currently I'm working as professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Akgec Engineering College. So before going to the basic structure, I'm just going to brief about the introductory part of the relation model. So relation model is basically what is a model? I mean like data model. So data model is basically our model by which we can represent data and the relationship between different data, right? So we can also represent the semantics and different constraints like conditions, like there are many conditions we can show with the help of ER diagram we have discussed in our last video. So here we can see a brief explanation like relational model. Relational model can be shown with the help of tabular form, tabular method. So here we keep data in tabular way where we are using rows and columns. So columns like customer name, customer city, customer street, account number. So these are the different columns which can be known as the attributes of the entity set, right? Attribute means the properties of the entity. Entity is a real world object having its own existence, right? And the set were having similar properties, so they can be kept in which can be keep in a particular set. So like a student, all the information about the student, different student, but having the same properties, like they must have their student roll number, they have student name, student marks, right? So customer having different information, so all these customers can be kept in keep in a one entity set. So here we can see customers information like customer ID, customer name, street, city, and customer account number. So attributes are showing here all the information about the properties of the entity set. And all the information in, suppose that in first row, customer ID is given, name Johnson, customer city Alba, Palo Alto, A10. So this is one row which can be considered as one tuple in tabular method. This is a simple relational database where we can see three relational model, three relation representation. So there are three relations. One is the customer table, the depositor table, and the third one is the account table. So these are the three table in a tabular form or relation which can represent the relational database. So data definition language. So when we are going to define the database schema, right? Schema we have already discussed in our last video. Schema is the overall structure, like logical structure, physical structure. So overall schema is the overall structure of the database, right? And for a particular moment when we are defining this structure is called instance. So specific notation for defining the database schema. So when we are going to define the database, we use create table, right? So here what we are using, we have taken an example, create table, account information, like we are going to create a table name is account, right? And column name is account number and balance, right? So account number here and balance are two columns in a table name is account. Column is known as also known as attribute, right? So account number can take only 10. Here we have 10. So 10 is the data size, right? So account number can be given up to 10 digits, and the char is the data type, character, right? So only character value can be inserted into the account number. So if it is varchar, it means variable plus character can be inserted into account number. Balance is integer. So when we are going to create any table and we want to define any attribute and we are defining an integer, so data size is not so much mandatory there. Now, so this is an example of data definition language, like create is a data definition language. Then DDL compiler generates set of tables stored in the data dictionary. So what is data dictionary? Data about data, metadata. So data dictionary contains metadata, information about the data, right? So data storage and different definition languages. So language in which the storage structure and access method used by the database system are specified and usually extension of the data definition language. Now data manipulation language. So when we have created something at any particular time, we need some manipulation in that particular database. So if we want to manipulate it, then we need another language, and that language is known as data manipulation language. So language for accessing and manipulating the data organized with the appropriate data model. So DML is also a query language, and two classes of languages. It can be procedural, it can be non-procedural. So procedural, where user specifies what data is required and how to get those data. So all the information is required. But if it is non-procedural, we are not, we don't want to know how to get those data, right? So in non-procedural, we user specify what data is required without specifying how to get those data. So SQL is the most widely used query language. So what is SQL? We can see in one slide, you can take a glimpse. Like this is the format so we have already created table, and now when we want to get the information like customer name, right? So customer name from the customer table, and condition is customer ID should be 192837465. So we can write select from where the information, what information required. We can write in what column is required. So we can write in select. From which table, we can write in from, and where is whatever the condition, we can write here in where. So this is the simple non-procedural language and simple example of find the name of customer with customer ID 192837465. Again, another example, let's suppose find the balance of all account held by the customer with the customer ID 192837465. So here what we have to select balance. So किसका balance? Account dot balance. कौन सी table से चाहिए आपको? From depositor and account, because from these two tables we can get the information about the account balance. So now the condition is depositor table में जिसकी customer ID 192837465 है, and there's a depositor का account number is equal to account का account number, right? So there are two different tables, so there must be common column. So by this way, we can represent SQL. Application program generally access database through one-off language extension to allow embedded SQL. Application program interface like ODBC, JDBC, which allow SQL queries to be sent to the database. Now, database users. Users are different by the way they expect to interact with the system, right? So how they want to, how much they want to be interact with the system, they can be defined as the user. So application programmers interact with the system through data manipulation calls. Sophisticated user form request in a database query language. A specialized user write a specialized database application that do not fit into the traditional data processing framework. Naive user invoke one of the permanent application program that have been written previously. So these are the different type of users of that database. Database administrator, what is the role of admin? So they coordinate all the activities of the database system, and the database has a good understanding of the enterprise information resource and need. So basically they are acting the main important part to coordinate the activities going around the database and the data and relationship between the data. So duties like schema, so they are required to define the overall structure and what would be the storage structure, what are the different accesses by which, what were the different method to access the definitions, schema, instance, physical organization, their modification, grant, revoke of the authority to access the database, integrity maintenance, acting as a liaison with the user, monitoring performance and responding to changes in requirement. Whenever requirement will be there, there must be some changes. So admin will decide wherever. So all these can be monitored by the database administrator. So now a basic information about the transaction management, because when we are going to deal with the data, there must be some transaction. Without doing transaction, so what is transaction? We can say a single logical unit of work is called one transaction. So without transaction, it is not possible to use the database. So whenever we are using transactions, so there are many data and there are many transactions to use that data to get the relevant information. So there are many transactions. So to manage all these transaction management is required. So a transaction is a collection of operations that perform a single logical function in the database, and the management components ensure the database remain in a consistent state. Means for a particular time, everywhere the information of X, let's suppose the information of X account will be same at a particular time in at every places. Despite of any system failure or power failure or operating system crash or transaction failure, the database should be consistent. And the concurrency control. Concurrency control means at a particular time, not only one user is working over there. So n number of users are working concurrently. So at the same time, all the users can work. So managing of all these concurrency controls the interaction among the concurrent transaction to ensure the consistency of the database. So this is the role of the transaction management. So there must be some storage manager. Storage manager, what they are doing? So storage management is basically a module which provide the interface between the low-level data stored in the database and the application programs and queries submitted to the system. So storage management is basically responsible to interact with the file manager for giving the efficient storing, retrieving, updating of data. Now, these were the basic information about all these content we can see here. For the overall system structure, we need to know all these topics. So by this structure, we can assume the database system structure. How it works, I will explain now. So this is, we can see, this is a database. We can assume it a database. So in a database, what we can keep? Data. Different data we can keep here, like, and the relationship between data. So like if there are many data, there must be some relation between one data, like customer with information about the account, student having information about the teachers. So all the data are related with each other. So data, their relationship, and the index to represent this, and the data dictionary which keep metadata. So data information, data about data, right? And the statistical data, and so and many information associated with the data. We can keep these all information in a database. So this is basically, we can keep on disk storage, right? And now we can come here. So there are different type of users. अभी हमने इसको discuss किया था कि there are n number of users according to their requirement, right? So these are the nav users like tailor, agent, web user. So according to their requirement, they use application interfaces already designed. So with the help of application interfaces, they can use the database. So programmers who will write the application program for this database. There may be some user like sophisticated user like analyst who can analysis this all the data here. Administrator, I have already discussed, administrator who can admin the entire database, control the database, schemas, instances and everything. So there are n number of users according to the requirement. We can see here nav users, application sophisticated, and database administrator. 4 different types of users according to their use. And they are using different interfaces like application interface, application program. So these sophisticated, for analysis, they will be using some query tools. Administrator will be using some administrative tools, right? So when nav user needs some data, so through the interface, they will be giving their query, right? So application program object code they will be giving, which will be going into the query evaluation engine, right? And again, sophisticated user can use some different query tools, and they can ask, because they are sophisticated users. So through the DML queries, they will send their query to the DML compiler, which or organizer, and then it also come to the query evaluation engine. Application programmer, they will write the application program and compile it, and again the program object code will become to the query evaluation engine. And here we also have DDL interpreter, which interpret the information given by the database administrator. Now from this query evaluation engine, where all the information arrived. So from here we can see this will interact query processor. So this is the query processor. So this query processor will interact with the storage management. So this is the storage management, right? Storage manager. So we have already discussed about the storage manager. So here a storage manager. So buffer manager are there in storage manager, file manager, authorization and integrity manager, and transaction manager, right? So there are n number of transactions which will be managed by the transaction managers. They will ensure the consistency, integrity, authorization, who are authorized, control given and revoking. An integrity manager, they will do this work. Then file manager will see this storage process, and the buffer manager will be seeing all the information buffered here. Right. So from here, this manager will take the information from the database and again provided the relevant information to the query evaluation. So all these managers will work on this database, right? And they will be given the relevant information to the query evaluation engine, and that will go back to the users. So by this way, the overall system structure work for the database management system. In the next slide, we will be discussing about the different data model. Thank you.